Hello folks, today we start in on Freeze Man stage, and this is where our item hunting quest is really going to pick up, because we're going to get our third Rush adaptation here, along with some other useful things, which can be found with that. And so our item quest is going to really begin in earnest once we beat Freeze Man here with the Junk Shield, which he is weak against. And we got these polar bear guys here. They're really easy to defeat. They just breathe these little ice crystals and then swat them at you. They're pretty easily taken out with a few Mega Buster shots. Just gotta keep jumping until they're taken. There we go. And they usually, for some reason, I never get lucky with them. They always give me a weapon refill. Go up this little weird transitional screen here. Pretty soon we'll get polar bear guys who can do other things as well. But for now, they just shoot the ice crystals at us, and they're pretty easily taken out. Alright, and you just keep following pattern, until such time as you've defeated... See? Always weapon refills. And here are the shield guys from Mega Man 4. A lot of enemies from the NES series got a chance to be SNES-atized, I guess, when the time for this game came around. So this was really their only opportunity to show up in a Super Nintendo game. These guys, as far as I know, completely unique to the series. As is my understanding. A lot of this level, especially the dinosaur skeletons that you sometimes see in the background, I know are taken from Skullman stage. This game has a, as we'll soon see in the intermission level coming up that you get when you beat all 4 of the first bosses. We'll see that this game has really kind of a nostalgic hard-on for Mega Man 4 above most other installments. Now we're going to go up here. I usually screw this up at least once. If not, we'll come back and get it. But I'm going to go ahead and rush coil up here. And you see these ledges right here. You've already seen them. But they crumble and they break. So we got to do this really carefully. We can't rush coil up here because we can't get the height necessary. So we're going to have to jump onto each of these and then jump at the very tip in order to get to the next one. And so on and so forth. So let's see if I can do this in one go. If not, we'll just come back for it later. But... oh, yes, there we go. There's that beautiful H. Alright, well, we are half of the way, I think, to getting the super adapter. We have the R and the H, I believe. Well, we can always check, right? Yeah, we have the R and the H, so we are halfway there. And this is going to be our halfway screen should anything bad happen to us, but I don't think it will. This is a fairly simple stage, albeit a somewhat long one. So let's pop on down, and this is where... Okay, actually we're near the end of the stage, so maybe it's not that long if we're only like 3 minutes in and already doing this awesome. We want to stay along the top row here, which means, once again, jumping at the very tips of ledges and not dying, if preferable. Holy cow, that was bad. So, maybe let's give that another go. Fortunately, we're pretty close to it as it is, so I'm not too worried. I'm just worried about the amount of lives we have. This game has been pretty stingy with extra lives so far. Well, maybe not that stingy. Let's just go ahead and Mega Buster him out of existence. Sort of. Oh, yeah. Where were you earlier when I fell into a pit? Actually, falling into a pit will even not become so much of a threat later on, because we'll get something to mitigate that as well. Okay, let's try this once more with feeling. There it is. There's what we were going for the first time, the Rush Search. We can deploy Rush to search for things in the ground because he's a puppy, and puppies like to dig, and we're going to give him the chance to dig even in this very level. Let's get rid of this guy. Easiest way to do that is with the Danger Wrap. Just blow him on up. Why am I going to the pause menu for this? I can just L and R. I'm never going to get used to that. I can just I'll probably be going to the pause menu to switch weapons forever, even though I know I can do it with L and R. Okay, now just before we get to the... Oh yeah, there is more to this level. Maybe it's not quite the end. Man, I am terrible at determining when a level is supposed to end. Oh, lordy Lou. Lordy-licious. And now you see that the polar bears are calling on icicles to come down and do damage to me. But unlike most spikes, these won't actually kill me instantly, so yay for that. There we go. Did it completely unscathed. And we have an energy tank to show for it now. I never make that on the first try either. A lot of really tight, hard jumps in this level. I don't really understand it. This right here is what's tough. Let's see if I can slide under him and then jump over the next one. That's just pretty much muscle memory right there. Okay, here's where we're going to use our Rush Search. This is the first instance of us using Rush Search to find something really useful. Hopefully he'll find it here. I think it's in this spot. Okay, when Rush is barking, he's onto something. Usually a fairly good item, at least an energy capsule of some sort. But he's going to dig up something way better. He dug up the exit tool, which allows us, if we've already beaten the boss in a level, to just go ahead and exit the level, which is going to come in really useful during all our backtracking and item hunting and stuff. If you don't have the exit tool, you have to make it to the end of the stage in order to leave the level. But since we have exit, we can just leave whenever we want, whenever we're done with our item hunting. Now let's go through here, and let's face off against Freez Man. Boy, talk about waiting. Okay, usually what I just do is I just deploy my shield and I run into him with it. That's usually good enough to get in at least one hit on him, and then I can fire the shield at him with something like with Y, I believe. Even though my feet are frozen in the ground here, he froze the ground, and that's pretty much a guaranteed hit. But wow, oh yeah, and he lands right on top of you, which is always great. Try not to let bosses. That's generally a rule of the Mega Man series. If at all possible, don't let a boss touch you head-on, because that'll do way more damage than whatever ammunition he can throw at you. But we made it through brute force, and now we're going to get the Freeze Cracker, which is easily the most useful of the first 4 weapons, at least as far as item hunting is going to go for us. That is right, it fires ice bullets, and we can aim it in certain directions. That's true, they will do that, and they'll also freeze certain surfaces, as we'll be seeing shortly. The Freeze Cracker is useful in many ways, but we're not going to get to go item hunting just yet, because once you beat the first 4 levels, you have to go play an intermission level, which can be a little tough, but if you know the right weapon and you know how to use it, it's not that bad. Welcome home, Mega Man. Your quest is over. There are only 4 robots this time. Wily is running out of money. Oh, well, which means they're pretty much definitely going to be a threat later. But enough talk about that. There's other doings afoot. Somebody raided the Walmart on 1st and Main. It's Black Friday all over again. Oh, okay. Wily is attacking the Robot Museum, where they keep all the robots that Mega Man has previously defeated in other quests. And we'll be seeing some of those here. You'll see why I say that this game has kind of a boner for Mega Man 4. That game is the best represented here in the background. I could spend all day just looking at the background of this level. There's Plant Man back there. You can see Plant Man kind of between the Pillar and Snake Man here. Got Blizzard Man. Okay, well maybe 6 is pretty well represented too, because there's Flame Man. That's 3 from 6 already. 6 taking a way early lead. Heat Man. Pharaoh Man. Another Plant Man, it looks like, weirdly enough. Okay. But we're going to go through here. And we're going to get out the Danger Wrap. This is kind of a tough weapon to use here, because the boss's weak point is its head. And this boss has a really tiny head, so you got to be really careful about how you deploy this. But we're going to go through. See, there's Mega Man 4 getting represented. Skull Man, Ring Man, and what is Dr. Wily doing with Guts Man? You're just going to sit there and let him get away with that, Mega Man? Mega Man, you are the damn worst. But here comes big old Clownbot with tiny head. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide around and avoid the jumps. Clown Man's head is going to spin around here. And what you want to do when you aim the Danger Wrap, you don't want to aim it right at his head. You want to aim it, because the Danger Wrap is a big bubble, you want to aim the Danger Wrap kind of above his head, so that you can be sure you hit it. Watch me demonstrate here. You want to, when he stops spinning his head, see, now his head is going to bounce around like all over the freaking place. And he's going to bounce around a few times to go get it. The tough part is avoiding the head as it bounces around. You got to kind of slide under it, know where it's going. See, there I kind of aimed like right at the head. So what you want to do is basically like, oh crap, why did I let it hit me there? But I shouldn't lose too much energy, because the Danger Wrap does more damage than his head does. The only thing I don't want to happen is to run out of Danger Wrap energy, because that would really suck. Why are you jumping at me? Go find your head so we can get this on. Let's get it on, Clowny. Yeah, you want to go like... See, he even got... Whoa. He even got a little bit of a jump there before he got a little bit of air there, and I was still able, because I aimed above his head, to do it properly. And yes, lots of sliding involved, but that's okay. Whoop! Whoop! There it ain't. Let's go. And just one more hit ought to do it. So if you know how to aim the Danger Wrap, that's not too hard, but if... Oh, man. Pray that you don't have to do that with a Mega Buster, because it's really... If you don't charge the Mega Buster... If you charge the Mega Buster, the head goes way flying, and it's kind of hard to avoid. But if you just use the pea shooter, it takes like one hit off at a time, and it's really tedious, and it's really slow, and guess who used to do it that way? But now that we've defeated this little intermissionary level, we now have the chance, if we so choose, to take on the next 4 bosses. Spring Man, Slash Man, Shade Man, and Turbo Man. But we've got to go back and we've got to get some things first. Starting with Cloudman's stage. Now that we have the Freeze Cracker, we're going to go ahead and do some nice... We're only going to explore a few levels here. We really only have to go back to Cloudman and Junkman. But it's very important that we use the Freeze Cracker here. This will change the way this level plays out for the most part. Gonna go ahead and... Whoa, hey. Don't want that recoil knocking me into a pit. To be fair, Mega Man doesn't really recoil as badly in this game when he gets hit by an enemy as he does in others. So it's kind of hard to get knocked off a platform, actually, which I'm very appreciative of. So let's go ahead. I think we may be able to do this if we go ahead and do it here. So let's go ahead and shoot him. No, he still does the rain thing. So you got to put up with the rain for at least a little bit. But the next one we find, when we hit him, if we hit him with the Freeze Cracker, it'll start snowing instead of raining. And hey, look at that good old respawning 1-up. So let's go, Rush Coil. I'm always game for picking that thing up. There he is. Okay, yeah, I can just... There we go. Pow! It's nice and snowy out. No more rain for us. Let's see if I can get the jump on this guy. Nice! Aw, and sure, the energy falls into the pit. That's just energy falling into the pit. Big ol' energy capsules just falling in the pit. God! This game hates the shit out of me, apparently. Alright, but this is going to change... Wow. There's one just sitting there for me to take. I will definitely take that. Thank you, game, for finally choosing not to be so spiteful. So let's go ahead, get our Mega Buster back out, and you'll see how this makes certain platform hopping segments much easier. In fact, I think we can maybe search right here for something. This looks like the kind of thing that you can rush search. We might not get anything terribly useful out of it, but there's no point... But there's no reason we can't try. Nah, he didn't bark, so... He found a boot. Yeah, sometimes Rush just finds completely useless things if you look in a stupid spot. You can't even collect the boot. Wow, that was a cheap shot. You gun-firing guy. But yeah, it's just kind of nice to explore with the snow around, and we'll see how that affects some of our platforming here shortly, because we're almost to that point. Yeah, don't think you're going to hide behind that fan. He was actually kind of easier to see in the rain, but the platforms we're about to come up on are not easier to see in the rain. Now they're covered in snow. They're blanketed in snow, so we can see much more easily what we're doing. Okay, yeah, just a bunch of wasted bolts there, okay. Speaking of bolts, though, we'll be finding some good ones with the Rush Search. Worth a little more than just 5. But now we can see up here, we can, well, that was a bad jump, but let's go ahead and Rush Coil our way up there. Not only do we get a 1-up, but that also takes us over to the U. That's not the only useful thing in this level, though. We got at least one more thing we can pick up, I think, that'll be worth a good little something. This is not going to end well. Oh, ye gods. Wow, that was nice to cling to the thing, though. Okay. In fact, I think the thing that I'm looking for is right here. Here we go. This is a good place to use the Rush Search. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drop him right here, right below this ladder that leads to the dead end area. That's it, boy. Sniff it out. I'm counting on you. Anything? 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 Oh, you're just sleepy. Maybe it's not here then. Rush, you are laying down on the job. You are a lazy little fartlet. Why don't you just go away? Wow. Wow. What a turd. I cannot count on you for anything. Well, if we get this... Hold on. Let me take a second to find this thing. There it is! I just had to be very specific about my digging. This is a Mega Bolt, and there are several of these hidden throughout the game. They are worth a whopping 100 bolts apiece, but you often gotta dig in very specific spots to find them. I knew I could find that if I searched long and hard enough, and boy, it sure did take some time, I tell you what, but that's really the only other useful thing we have to get around here. Now we are going to go to Junkman's stage. No, dang it, you can't just push start on the next thing. Let's see, there we go, exit. Alright, here we are. You probably remember this part from the other day. I'm going to hold down while I shoot these things. And now you see we can freeze the lava with the freeze cracker. This is going to allow us to find an alternate route through this level that's going to get us some very useful things. All you got to do is freeze the lava fall here, and that'll lead you down to this ladder. Then just do the same for this one. And we get the S. And I think now we have all the letters, which means we can, yeah, we have the super adapter now. I'll show that off shortly. Usually for this part, I just like to freeze the lava as I go. The blocks break as soon as they hit it that way. Alright. And it's really easy to just navigate that way. Now, I think if we search in the right spot, there's probably also another Mega Bolt around here. I think this is the spot... Yeah, here we go. Wow, I actually searched in the right spot the first time this time. These are the game's usually very picky about how you get these things. But there it is, another Mega Bolt. And now we're going to conclude today by going through the rest of this alternate route and showing off the super adapter. All you got to do is get it on the pause screen and then press the Y button. And you have a suit of armor, and when you press Y in the air, or no, well, I mean, you can still Mega Buster and everything, but you have a little rocket punch, and we'll be able to increase this thing's range later. It's not that great right now. But if you press the jump button again when you're in the air, you can do a short little bit of jetpacking. You have kind of a double jump now. The only thing is, you can't slide in the super adapter, so let's just run around with this thing for a minute. Have fun with it. Oh, hey there, little guy. Didn't miss you. And you get a 1-up for going this way. Kind of a little token of appreciation for finding this route, it seems. Oh, yes, please. Don't mind topping off if I do. But that is about it for the items we have to go backtrack to get. So that is going to do it for us here. Oh, yeah, they really ambush you in this room right here. Yeah, sure, you waste time doing that, and I'm just going to kill you. But once we go up through here, we should be just about to the halfway point from earlier. Let's see here. There we go. Got at least that guy. Yeah, got out of this room unscathed anyway. But yeah, this is going to come in really handy later on. So that having been collected, we have got everything we need for now before going on to the new Robot Masters and finding new secrets for them. But here we are out on the intersecting point with the other path. So that's going to do it for us here. We're just going to exit, and having found everything, we're going to take off, and next time we're going to go into Slashman's stage.